Good morning, warriors. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone's on their purpose. Hope you guys had a nice day yesterday on the weekend. Today is Monday, February 7th, 2022. And today is our morning retention talk, and hope you guys are doing well and keeping on your purpose and staying with it. I appreciate all the great comments and things you guys have been doing. Once again, thank you for the donations, and I'll thank Alvin once again. Thank you for that. And I appreciate all the comments, like from Alan and other people, about different topics. I think it's kind of how we keep going on this channel and looking at different topics that affect each one of you each day. And so I was giving a little thought to this yesterday, and so please go ahead, subscribe, comment, like, those type of things for as we do this. So I appreciate that. So we talk about this morning retention talk, and we're talking about, again, a lot of things that can impact your success or failure on this journey you're on. So one of the things that's really important is to look at the level of stress and problems you have in your life. Now, how does this affect you? Well, let's take a look at this for a second and kind of look at these situations. And we are all going through tough times. There is no doubt about it. You know, when you look at the economy the way it is and the prices of things, no matter what part of the country you're in, you know, you're starting to feel a lot of stress with different types of things. And, you know, when you feel stress, you feel like there's it needs to be some kind of release. And this is one of the reasons why in the past I had issues, because I felt like that was the way to release. And all it did was kind of get me more into issues than I had before, and made it even worse, and I felt worse about it afterwards. So as you look at this whole idea of stress and problems, you have to find other ways to deal with the stress and the problems. Now, this may affect some of you, this may not affect other people, you know, that as I'm talking about this, but you have to try to do the best you can to keep on your purpose no matter what is happening around you. One of the old sayings is that if you can look at a coin front and back, and it looks the same to you, which means one side could be failure, one means success, then you're going to treat those the same way. There was an old poem like that. I'm trying to remember who it was, but it might have been Longfellow or someone that did a poem like that. Kipling. I'm sorry. The poem's called "If" by Rudyard Kipling. And if you can do that, you become a man. And it's a great poem, actually. And I'll probably get it one of these days and read it. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow even. So Kipling had a great poem talking about the fact that if you can take both failure and success the same way, then you become a man. You're not like in the professional football dancing in the end zones when people score touchdowns. You're just giving ball back to the referee saying, you know, I've been here before, I'm going to do this again. So as we look at the types of things, stress needs to be something that can be handled. Because what ends up happening is that when it doesn't handle, then you start feeling like you're losing control. And obviously one of the aspects of that is this whole retention thing, that you're losing control of yourself. And so you end up kind of falling into those patterns again, saying, well, what the heck, you know, I'm stressed out, this will give me a little release, I'll feel good about this, and that's it. Well, you know, I've been through that many, many times, and that just did not work. It ended up being a worse situation, and it was harder, and I was getting a little more anxious then after the fact. And so I basically kind of went ahead and just kept doing it. And this is the times that I would break my streak, is when I was stressed out. And you have nothing else going on, and you figure, well, this is not going to hurt me. It's going to actually help me release a little bit. Well, it was the opposite. And so I think Satan sometimes puts things in front of us and behind us to try to make us get in these situations in which we have to go ahead and release. And I think those are the challenges that I face, you know, all the time. So when we come to problems, we all have those type of them. Like I said, economics, Or, health-wise, people forcing you to do things that you don't want to do, forcing you to try to, kind of be subservient, those type of things. You have to be strong, and this is when you have to be strong. And I think this is the key to the whole thing. But if you can be strong and have self-control when it comes to retention, it makes the other types of self-control that much easier, because now you're building a habit of self-control, and that's crucial when it comes to fighting your battles and to going ahead and doing. I mean, once again, a lot of the battles are not with people, even though they look like people. It's more with the spirits. It's more with the spirits. It's more with the internal things that are inside of you, and it's got very little to do with the people around you. Yeah, the people around you execute those things, but those spirits are the ones trying to stop you. And obviously, the more issues you have, the more the devil's trying to stop you. This is why, when people, have problems, they're actually being blessed, in my opinion. Because a lot of times what's happening is certain types of evil forces are trying to stop them. And for what purpose? Well, the purpose is to get away from your belief in God, to denounce God. And that's something you should never, 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 never do. And so when it goes back to whether it's watching images on a screen, whether it's getting involved in any kind of drugs or things like that, well, the sole purpose of all that for, as far as evil intentions go, is to get you to denounce God, is to make you feel hopeless and depressed. So you're going to do all these things to continue being hopeless and depressed, and get to the point where you're saying, there is no God, and you start worshiping other types of things. And this is where you do it. And the stronger your faith is, the more problems you're going to run into, because God is testing you and trying to figure out, are you somebody that has that kind of deep faith? And I'm a long way from that, but I'm getting better in certain ways. And I think that it's a matter of just keep trying, keep being in the Bible, keep reading, keep talking, to God, meditating, doing those kind of exercises, all those type of things you need to do to kind of keep yourself, fit spiritually, not only just mentally and physically, but spiritually. Keep yourself at a point where you can continue to listen to God and things that He's saying to you. I think these are all important types of things in our society. Now, I do see some hope. I see things changing around little by little in different aspects that we see around us, but it does take time. I mean, this is a battle. This is a huge battle going on. And I think it's a battle for people's souls and people's minds. And this is where we have to be careful of the things that we get involved in. And when it comes to stress levels and having, not having a lot of money at times, not having a lot of, resources, not a lot of things going on, or having a lot of bills and having a lot of things going on, this is a time where you have to continue being strong. And you have to continue, having hope and praying, and things that will work itself out. And as they always do. I've lived 60 some years, and I've had lots of situations where it looked like it was kind of hopeless, and it came through. And I think these things just pass. I mean, a lot of it is, and the Bible talks about, this too shall pass, right? And it always does end up passing. But the thing is, you don't want to pass along with it until the time that God has deemed you, and that's not on your own hands. That's through God's work, when He wants you to come up and see Him in heaven. Those type of things. So I realized that in this so-called scientific world, which I was a big part of for a while, you don't believe in that kind of stuff. And this is what I think the devil. And let me put it this way: people are not bad. People are not evil when it comes to the people. I think everybody goes into life with good intentions. I think there's very few people who start that way. Now, as time goes on, they get corrupted. And this is very easy to see. They get corrupted and enticed, and all of a sudden they lose their way. And I think this is why we need to, in the coming months, forgive people who've been acting that way. And we have to continue moving on. Now, we can't let go. Excuse me. We're on in here, man, alive. It's early. You can't just kind of let those things go and let those happen again. A lot of the atrocities and things we've seen. But what you have to do is you have to forgive people as well, and people who unknowingly were involved in lots of behaviors and sins that, you can't judge people. And so those type of situations are different. And once you see people who are really not evil, their spirits might be evil for a period of time. Maybe they're doing things they think are right, but really they're misguided. That's a whole different type of situation. Now, there's some people who've been taken over, and those people have to be, as we just talking about, exercised when it comes to getting those type of spirits out of there, because those things affect you, and they hurt the person. And I think that's the whole thing. So when you look at this, I think that stress, those type of things are being created around us for lots of reasons, and things that we're feeling are things that we have to be careful of. We have to be careful that those things don't stop us when it comes to being successful and on our journey. And our journey will allow us to handle those things better as well. All right. So anyway, I saw these type of topics being talked about, and talking about stress and how things are going, and people are stressing out. A lot of people, struggling with different types of situations, and we're all struggling with different types of situations around us. This is a very challenging time in our world, and again, we have to make sure that we stick to our guns as warriors, and stick to how we believe in things and what we believe in. And what we believe in is obviously the idea of keeping your energy, keeping your attention, and having a strong faith that that's going to be the best way and the right way. And the same thing with the approaches, the faith approaches that you have. You believe those are the strong ways to do things. And the faith is what counts. And I think God, and especially in my viewpoint, God supports, encourages you, and helps you with those type of things as you go along. And whenever you have times of stress, that's when it's time to lean on Him and try to get more understanding and empathy, and trying to figure out ways to try to help the situation the best way that you can. All right, my friends, so this is Monday, February 7th, 2022. Hope you have a glorious day today, and keep battling on. It's a little bit warmer today than it was sometime last week, so hopefully things will get a little bit warmer as time goes on as well. But enjoy the day, and continue to battle on, and keep your journey, keep those things going, keep your plans. Don't let other people stop you on things, and they may give you a swerve here and there and get you off your journey, off your track. But get back on that track, and don't forget, a lot of this stuff is things that are in the mind that you can stop by just making sure you're dedicated to what you're doing, and that you continue working with yourself and other people to continue to keep these things going, and keeping on your pace. All right, guys, until next time, have a great day and battle on.